Hello. Welcome to Module 2 of Earth and Environmental Science. Module 2 covers minerals and rocks. As you might observe, our planet is made up of a solid mass known to us as Earth. This solid mass is made up of different types of rocks, which in turn are made up of minerals. If you could still recall, there are over 100 elements known today. Elements, by the way, are building blocks of minerals. These elements are listed in what is known as the periodic table. Elements are the building blocks of minerals. Elements are able to combine with each other because of some sort of chemical bonding. As you might recall from your chemistry class, atoms are very, very tiny particles that make up matter. They are different atoms for each type of element. The differences of these atoms is due to the number of protons. This means that an increment in the number of protons changes the identity of an element. For example, the element hydrogen has 1 proton, helium has 2 protons, and lithium has 3 protons, and so on. Apart from protons, atoms also contain neutrons, neutrally charged particles. The sum of the 2 particles, protons and neutrons, make up the mass of the atom, which is concentrated in an area known as nucleus. Outside nucleus is a cloud of electrons, negatively charged particles of an atom. Chemical bonds are responsibilities of electrons. Atoms may also exist with different atomic masses. Such are called isotopes. Many forms of isotopes exist, some of them are radioactive. As mentioned earlier, electrons of an atom form a cloud outside the nucleus. In this cloud are discrete levels of energy called shells. The last shell, or energy level, is of significance because of its ability to form chemical bonds. There are 3 types of chemical bonds: ionic bond, covalent bond, metallic bond. In an ionic bond, 2 atoms become positive and negative ions. Such scenario involves giving and receiving electrons. When an atom gives electrons, it becomes a positive ion. When an atom receives electrons, it becomes a negative ion. Covalent bond is formed when atoms share electrons. Metallic bond is formed when metal atoms share electrons. We now go to minerals, the building blocks of rocks. Given the vast number and types of minerals in the world, we often have a difficulty in identifying a mineral. How do we identify a mineral? How do we classify a mineral? Basically, minerals must satisfy the following criteria to be classified as mineral. First, it should be naturally occurring. Minerals should not be man-made. Second, it should be solid. Hence, mercury is not a mineral. Third, since it is solid, then it must have an orderly crystal structure. Fourth, it should have a definite chemical composition. Fifth, it must be inorganic. When we say inorganic, we mean that it must not come from a living organism. Pearl, for example, is not a mineral. Minerals may form in 4 ways. Crystallization of magma forms a mineral. Precipitation may also form minerals, such as the case of limestone. Pressure and temperature forms minerals too. And lastly, hydrothermal solutions. Minerals are classified into different categories. The most numerous of them are silicates. This is a group of minerals made up of silicon and oxygen atoms. There are other groups too, like carbonates. which contain the elements carbon, oxygen, and other metallic elements. Oxides, which contain oxygen atoms paired with metal atoms. Sulfates and sulfides, minerals that contain sulfur. Halides, minerals that contain a halogen element. And native elements, minerals that exist in pure form. Minerals can be identified using its different properties. Small amounts of different elements can give the same mineral different colors. Streak is the color of a mineral in its powdered form. Luster is used to describe how light is reflected from the surface of a mineral. Crystal form is the visible expression of a mineral's internal arrangement of atoms. Hardness is a measure of the resistance of a mineral to being scratched. Mohs scale consists of 10 minerals arranged from 10 hardest to 1 softest. Cleavage is the tendency of a mineral to cleave, or break, along flat, even surfaces. Minerals that do not show cleavage when broken are said to fracture. Density is a property of all matter that is the ratio of an object's mass to its volume.